Thank you for your time today. We have 30 minutes to introduce you to the Vision Systems suite of financial planning software. If you have any questions, we'll be available during booth hours. Also, you may book a demo on our website. The Vision Systems suite includes VisionWorks for personal planning, CorpWorks for private companies, and Trustworks for personal trusts. Unlike other software, where, for example, corporate modeling is an add-on, we chose to create 3 separate programs. This ensures that each does its job correctly. The 3 programs then link together. For example, you can model unlimited opcos and holdcos in CorpWorks, which pay dividends to their shareholders. They may be people in VisionWorks or trusts in Trustworks. For example, dividends may be paid from a corporation to a trust, and then from it to its beneficiaries in VisionWorks. Let's first look at VisionWorks. To begin, we'd like to emphasize that VisionWorks is scalable. You can build relatively simple but very high-quality retirement plans, or detailed cash flow-based financial plans, or anything in between. Further, you can start with a retirement plan and in 3 clicks upgrade it to a full financial plan. Because of time limitations, today we'll discuss what distinguishes the Vision Systems suite from other planning software and what makes the suite truly next generation. In this plan, the parties are Bill, Sue, and Bill Jr. Let's have a look at the input fields for a home purchase. They are purchase date, amount, and current value. We refer to these fields as static because they have only one possible answer. For example, there can only be one purchase date. Now let's look at entries that can change over time. In other software, you might see static fields for salary, vacation expenses, insurance premiums, and so on. Maybe there are pre- and post-retirement fields. However, these are dynamic entries. As an example, let's look at a vacation expense. In the Vision Systems suite, you can change entries over time by typing in the related table or by dragging entries on the graph. For example, Bill and Sue spend $5,000 on winter vacations now because they're working and have a limited amount of time. But when they retire, they want to spend $10,000, but only until they're 75 and 80. Although changing entries over time may be done in some software, it usually requires you to enter separate goals. Not only is this tedious, it also requires many goals. For example, each vehicle purchase could be a separate goal. And changing income entries, such as self-employed income over time, is very awkward. This dynamic approach to data can be applied to portfolio returns. For example, clients could be growth-oriented now, take a balanced approach as they near retirement, and be income-oriented during retirement. Another example of dynamic data is income taxes. You can view the T1, including, for example, non-refundable tax credits. Bill and Sue live in Ontario, but when they retire, they plan to move to BC. VisionWorks taxes them in Ontario now and BC starting in 2026. Because of dynamic data, there's no limit to the number of times clients can change their province of residence. The ability to change entries over time in order to reflect real-life expectations, especially declining spending as we age, can have a very significant impact on how long retirement savings will last. In order to manage dynamic data, Vision Systems created its own database, for which the company received an SR&ED, Scientific Research and Experimental Development, federal tax credit. These credits aren't available for regular software programming. A company must prove unique technological innovation. What about software that claims to leverage artificial intelligence to create better financial plans? The concept of AI has become quite popular, but the only way AI is possible is if the input fields are static. But real life is dynamic. There are an infinite number of changes that could be made over time. Further, the best plan is not the one that's technically the best. It's the plan that helps clients achieve their wants in life and with which they feel entirely comfortable. If clients don't embrace their plan, it will sit on the shelf and gather dust. Let's look at what we call completeness. The example that we'll use is an RDSP for a child. While RDSPs apply only to a few percent of the population, a disabled child's well-being is probably the primary worry for his or her parents. If they've established an RDSP for the child and you can't include it in their plan, they'll look at the plan as incomplete and therefore inaccurate. Even if only a minor entry is inaccurate, clients often will project that inaccuracy on the rest of the plan. Completeness includes all forms of retirement plans, unlimited rental properties, and other assets such as annuities, investment mortgages, REITs, SARs, DSUs, and RSUs, stock options, employee share purchase plans, and tax shelters. Dynamic data and completeness are the foundations for clients' belief in output. Expressed a different way, with other software, clients have to fit its mold, but something is always missing. By comparison, VisionWorks molds to the client. When entries are accurate and complete, they establish belief in clients' minds. Let's look at another feature that distinguishes VisionWorks: the integration of the terms of wills into the financial forecast. Wills are the cornerstone of estate planning. Their integration is especially critical for clients who are in second marriages and have blended families. With today's divorce rate, this may be the situation for many of your clients. On the family tree, Bill Jr. is connected only to Bill. He's Bill's son from a previous marriage. In this plan, Bill and Sue have a joint non-registered portfolio. Sue is the beneficiary of Bill's RRSP and TFSA. The home is jointly owned, and Bill has an insurance policy with Sue as the beneficiary. There's also a cottage that Bill owns. Imagine that his former wife kept the house when they divorced, and Bill kept the cottage. Sue is also the beneficiary of it. This is what all other software assumes, that on Bill's death, all assets will roll over tax-free to Sue, and on her death, they'll be left to Bill Jr. and income taxes will apply. Let's look at the estate output. There's a slight negative residue for Bill's estate. The residue is the sum of his liquid assets such as bank accounts and personal non-registered portfolios, less all charges to his estate, such as terminal income taxes, probate fees, and funeral expenses. Bill and Sue have a joint bank account and portfolio, so he doesn't personally have any liquid assets. For Bill, there are no terminal income taxes. However, there will be probate fees on the cottage. As you can see, Sue will be in excellent financial shape. However, Bill doesn't want to leave Bill Jr. out of his will. He wants to leave him the cottage. Of course, capital gains taxes will apply and will be paid by Bill's estate. Let's see what effect this has on the plan. First, We've created a new what-if scenario, or solution as it's called in VisionWorks. You may create as many solutions as you wish and compare their output on the Compare tab. On the will page, we've changed the beneficiary of the cottage to Bill Jr. As you can see on the Estate tab, because of capital gains taxes, Bill's estate will now have a sizable negative residue. As Bill's primary beneficiary and executor of his estate, Sue will be responsible for the taxes. For your mass affluent to higher net worth clients, we believe that reassuring them they'll be okay in retirement is comforting, but it's not a significant value add. They've been prudent and have built retirement assets. They should be okay. But because they have assets such as cottages, it's likely there'll be estate issues. Uncovering them is the true value add for mass affluent and higher net worth clients. It can also be very good business for you. In most cases, clients will need permanent insurance. VisionWorks has many other features that we could highlight. For example, on the Tactics Taxes tab, you can optimize income taxes. You can transfer donation and medical tax credits, share CPP, QPP, and split pension income. In order to keep taxes at a selected tax bracket level, you can withdraw a blend of taxable income from RIFs, for example, and non-taxable income from TFSAs. You can melt down RIFs. Let's do a transfer splitting optimization. There's a worthwhile difference that should be applied. The income assets graph shows the positive impact on the plan. Because of time constraints, let's have a quick look at Corpworks. VisionWorks, Corpworks, and Trustworks are built on what we'll call the same chassis. They have a very similar look and feel. Once you've learned VisionWorks, learning Corpworks and Trustworks is relatively easy. In Corpworks, you can create an unlimited number of corporations in the same file. In this file, ABC is a holdco and DEF is an opco. For each, you can have common, special, and preferred shares. And for each of them, you can have multiple classes of shares, such as a plain common and A through Z. Shareholders can be other corporations, such as for a holdco-opco, people in VisionWorks, or trusts in Trustworks. Corpworks automatically builds a corporate map. This is an example of a corporate map that one user sent us. He wasn't sure that Corpworks could handle the complexity, but it did. The Entries page is very similar to VisionWorks. Under Assets, there are portfolios and rental properties, for example. Under Income, there are businesses, for example. Let's switch to DEF, the opco. Under Expenses, you can enter corporate expenses, including key employees' salaries. You can enter benefit plans such as IPPs and RCAs. Most important are the tactics that are available, such as several different valuation methods. The default is equity, but you can choose other methods such as capitalization of earnings. This would be the method you might apply as an advisor for your business. On the Capital Changes tab, you can issue and redeem shares in order to accurately model an estate freeze. On the Dividends tab, Corpworks tracks the CDA account, GRIP pool for eligible dividends, and what's available to pay ordinary, non-eligible dividends. There are several payment methods that you can apply, such as annually clearing the NER DTOH. There is also an auto withdrawal feature. Completeness can be linked to a VisionWorks file. Completeness sends a message to VisionWorks and asks how much is needed each year in order to top up the main bank account so there's enough in it to meet annual expenses. VisionWorks informs Completeness, which then pays the necessary gross dividends. The dividends are grossed up to account for the taxes owing in VisionWorks. This ensures that the required net amount is received. Let's look at income taxes. Completeness can produce an income statement and T2 tax return for any year in the plan. We've selected worksheet mode and the T2 jacket plus supporting schedules for 2024. As you can see, the income statement is generated. The passive investment income, NERD-TOH, and ERD-TOH calculations are properly done. Because of time constraints, we'll have a quick look at Trustworks. You can model testamentary trusts of various types. You can model inter vivos trusts of various types. Just as for dividends in Completeness, Trustworks tracks the income and capital that can be paid to beneficiaries. Trustworks assembles a T3 tax return and schedules for each year of the plan. This includes the deemed disposition of assets due to the 21-year rule. As this is a tech expo, we've intentionally focused on what makes the Vision Systems Suite technically next-generation software: dynamic data, completeness, the integration of wills into the financial forecast, and the accurate modeling of corporations and trusts. But equally as important is the technology that helps you help clients build a vivid and compelling vision of life. This takes just over an hour and is a one-time investment in building a deep relationship with clients. When you ask most clients about their goals, you're very often met with a blank stare. Or maybe they offer a sentiment such as, "We want to retire comfortably." What most advisors do is develop what we'll call a script, a series of questions that you ask clients. For example, are there things you want to do around your home? Tell me about the retirement vacations you'd like to take, and so on. The problem with a script is that if a question isn't asked, an important want might be missed. Let's use vehicles as an example. Bill and Sue drive a van and SUV. But with the VisionWorks approach to life planning, you show them icons for different types of vehicles. They might look over the choices and say, "Let's add a motorhome. We want one in retirement." I doubt many advisors would include a motorhome in their list of questions. Why is this graphical approach to helping clients clarify their goals, or what we call wants, so effective? It's based on how our brain works. Anything that we've ever thought we'd like to have or do is stored in our brains in what are called neural firing patterns. The issue is that the neurons where the wants are stored are dormant until activated. They need to be. If this weren't the case, all of our past thoughts would be active in our brains at the same time, which would be complete chaos. When we ask clients about their wants, nothing stimulates the neurons where the past wants are stored. And even if we use a script, we can't ask all possible questions. However, when we take a visual approach, clients' eyes work very quickly, far faster than a conversation. What clients see stimulates their past thoughts. The graphical approach is highly effective in helping clients paint their vision of life. But what makes their vision compelling? Consider vacations. If I say winter vacation, you'll immediately create a mental image of what a winter vacation means to you. It could be the Caribbean, Mexico, Arizona, Hawaii, skiing at Whistler, and so on. And the area of the brain that constructs mental images is tightly linked to the area that's responsible for our emotions. Let's look at Bill Jr. There's an icon that reminds clients they may want to include the cost of a child's wedding in their plan. When they see the icon, they have a mental image of the wedding and they experience an emotion. What's also interesting is that the brain can't tell time. It doesn't matter if a child is 5 or 25. Clients will have a mental image and will experience an emotion. It should be self-evident that an open-ended conversation with clients about their wants in life and how they might change over time is possible only when planning software uses a truly dynamic database and is complete in its modeling capabilities. A vendor may claim to offer life planning software, but if its database is static, the software is antiquated financial planning software. The claim is merely marketing. There's a very obvious advantage if you take the time to help clients create their vision of life. As they talk about their wants, clients often confide in you. Your relationship with them becomes much deeper. Dan Richards coined the term the client 99, what clients think and talk about most of the time, and it's not their retirement income. They have what we'll call a dinner table conversation. For example, we want to renovate the kitchen. I wonder how much we can reasonably afford to spend. When you build a life model with clients, you can help them understand the long-term implications of the lifestyle options that they face. And because life circumstances and your clients' wants are subject to change, you'll become an enduring resource for them. Before making financial decisions of any importance, they'll return to their life model for insights and help in their decision-making process. Ultimately, the true purpose of planning is to help clients master change. We all have to manage it, and the only way to master change is to use dynamic life planning software that acts as a practice field for real life. You help clients test their options and assumptions so that they can see the long-term implications of them and thereby make the most informed decisions possible. Finally, let's add one more item to our list of innovations, vision creation, and let's put it at the top of the list. It's the most important step in the planning process. When clients feel that they've made informed decisions, they experience more peace of mind and sleep better at night. And when clients experience these feelings, you'll position yourself in their minds as their irreplaceable financial guide. Although not an innovation, we're often asked about reports. The built-in reports are divided into sections and subsections. You can select those that you wish to include. You can even create templates. For example, you might want to create a report with lots of graphics for doctors and a report with lots of numbers for an engineer. You can add your own sections, move the order of sections, replace all of the default text with your own text, and edit your default text in order to personalize it for clients. A companion program, Presentation Builder, enables you to brand reports with your logo using your colors, font, point size, and so on. You can export output to a Word report. But ultimately, planning is about learning and decision-making. Written reports are only a medium of delivery. In VisionWorks, you also can generate PowerPoint presentations. When you create plans for clients, they act as proof statements for your recommendations. You need to explain them and show a before and after result. Reports take time. But with VisionWorks, You can work collaboratively with clients in real-time mode. You can show clients why a recommendation will be beneficial. You can make lifestyle changes that they're considering. When you work collaboratively in real time, clients learn and make decisions. Reports can be simple summaries of what clients already have learned, with a focus on their to-do list. To learn about current prices in training and support, please go to visionsystemscorp.com, click Login, and click Create an Account. You'll find prices on the order page. You'll find training videos and other resources on the support page. Please note that prices include training and support. Because the Vision Systems Suite is so robust, there's a formal 7-step one-on-one webinar-based training program. We've covered a lot today. We'll be available for questions during booth hours. Also, you may book a demo on the website or click Contact and send us a message. Thank you for your time.